Hi, happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a great day today. I've got some cool books to share with you all. This is a book I loved when I was young. It's called Where the Wild Things Are. Both of the books we're reading today are about imagination. So let's go ahead and read this. This is about Max. Max was acting bad. His mother called him Wild Thing. Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. Now, we don't say that, do we? There's Max right there. He's having a bad day. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew. And grew. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. An ocean tumbled by with the private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all of their yellow eyes without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild of all. And made him king of all wild things. So he's king right there. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. So they're having a party. Everybody's dancing and having fun. And he's king right there. That's Max. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then, all around him, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible their teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Bye right there. And he sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. That's a great book. And you know, it's imagination. It's not real. And this next book is imagination too. It's not real, but it's a really silly book, and I wanted to share it with you all. It's called The School Nurse from the Black Lagoon. There's supposed to be a nurse at school. No one's ever seen her, at least no one that's ever come back. They say her office is behind the principal. Her name is Miss Hurst, the nurse, and she's supposed to be a real ghoul. Where does it hurt? She says. All around her office are supposed to be dripping color pictures and see-through statues of body parts, eyeballs on rubber bands, heads filled with brains, and bodies stuffed with everything else. She's also supposed to have a skeleton hanging in the corner. They say it's a kid who went there with a stomach ache. She cured it. Okay, so this is all imagination. This isn't real. This is just silly. She never leaves her office. She must eat her lunch there. They say she already is always ready for an emergency. Once a kid got cut in half using the paper cutter. So that wouldn't happen either. You see that? They say Miss Hurst gave him a Band-Aid and sent him home. Another kid got run over by the VCR cart and was flattened. He's now the rug in her office. You don't go there unless you're really sick, and she knows if you're faking. She has a thermometer the size of a flagpole. It can read the temperature in your toenails. She has a tongue depressor as big as surfboard. You should only go there with major afflictions. Then there are the tests. She measures your height against a wall chart. If you're too short, she stretches you out on the rack until you reach the line. Then you have the big chart. If you can't see the big E, she uses your eyeballs for a billiards ball. After that, there's the hearing test. See that? Right there it says, "Can you hear me?" If you don't pass, she puts your ears in her jewelry collection. Next, there's the vaccination. Her needle is so long she can vaccinate 6 kids at once. It's sort of like a shish kebab. And there's always the ice. If you fall down, she puts you in her freezer. Some kids take all summer to thaw out. There's also the cot. The mattress is filled with bricks, and the pillow is filled with rocks. The blanket is made out of sandpaper. On the first day of school, Penny Weber went there for a nap. She hasn't straightened out since. Eric Porter went there with a toothache. Now we call him Gums. Freddie Jones went there with a sore throat. Now his head is attached directly to his shoulders. Uh-oh, I'm breaking out in blue dots. They are all over my hand. Do you see that? And he says, I must have leprosy. My hand will fall off. I better go to the school nurse. I walk into her office. Freddie Jones is taking a nap. Either that or he's not alive. He's taking a nap. Miss Hurst is sitting at her desk. She looks pretty normal. She says, hello. I show her my hand. She wets a paper towel and gently rubs, and the blue dots disappear. She asks to see my pen. I take it out of my pocket. She shows me where it's leaking. She smiles and gives me a new one. She's a miracle worker. I'm cured. She pats me on the head and tells me to visit anytime. I go back to class and write her a thank you letter. With my new pen. This was a very silly book. And of course, the nurse is a wonderful person in this book. It's called The School Nurse from the Black Lagoon. And they also have the principal from the Black Lagoon and the gym teacher from the Black Lagoon series. It's really silly. It's about imagination. That's when we're imagining something different than what it really is. And it can be a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed these books today. And I'll see you all again tomorrow. Have a great Wednesday. Bye-bye.